You see, you guys, I just saw you guys at City Hall.
Yeah, we just saw you over there.
Hey, we can go in the room there.
You aware, which one?
Oh, we're going down.
Okay, 'cause, I mean, there was people in that one and there's people in this one.
Oh, is there people in this one?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, we could talk to you over there then.
Oh, there we go. We'll go up
They're
here.
doing,
Yeah.
There's people, they're doing an interview in that room over there.
But you guys had some issues at,
That's what I'm saying, so you're well aware while I'm here.
well, I'm not.
There's somebody in there. He's
I'm
interviewing.
to talk out here.
Yeah, we can talk out here. I don't care about talking
Yeah,
out
we
here.
can talk out here, ain't no
Okay.
big deal. Yeah, we just, I got it out here. We just,
Can we get one of your cards?
Yeah, sure. Where you guys from?
Up that way.
Oh, okay.
I'm from the south,
Me too.
a little further south.
Here's a question. Here's an answer somebody always gives. I'm from my mother.
Well, sometimes I say I'm from the sixties.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm old, I'm from the sixties, man. All right, had a little incident over at the city hall or whatever y'all call it here.
City Hall.
Okay. Miss Erica showed up.
The sergeant?
Sergeant. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me start off here, let me back up. Y'all have complaint forms.
No, we don't.
We don't have an officer complaint form. Citizen can't come in here and get a complaint form.
No, the citizen comes in here and complains. If they have a complaint, a valid complaint, they can just file any complaint, but they don't need to do it. They can write it, they write it, get one form.
Well, I would encourage you to get forms. I mean, encourage you.
Sure.
Now, whether you do it or not, that's up to y'all. But it would be nice.
Yeah, we investigate every complaint.
What I'm getting at, sir, is when somebody comes in to file a complaint and you walk out, they feel really intimidated and nervous.
Yes, they do.
Okay?
They're uncomfortable.
I've been doing this a while. So, if somebody could come in, get that form, like if it's in a slot somewhere, you have a complaint form, they come in, get it, get out of here, go home, collect their thoughts, and write everything down, and then bring it back. Then you can do your interview. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
But when they come in, just off the street or whatever, and something just happens to them, they come in trying to make a complaint, and then you walk out, you know, they're like, that's my point.
That's a good point.
Okay? So if you consider that, I greatly appreciate it.
Sure.
Now,
And commendation forms too. Not just complaint, but commendation.
combination forms.
We don't.
Probably not. You need to get them too. And put them out here. That way I could have walked in here right now and got a combination form, filled it out for Miss Erica, and gave it to her.
Because we were very happy with the sergeant.
But in this instance, I'm glad you don't. Because I'd rather talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah, we wanted.
I'd rather have talked to the chief.
Yeah, we've come to talk to you in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have rather talked to the chief. Okay.
Sure. He's in a meeting right now.
Right. But you're good enough. And she gave me a captain's name. I can't remember. It might have probably been you. How many captains you got?
3. It's probably me because I'm over patrol and she's assigned.
Well, then it's probably you.
Okay.
So, yeah. So she said to ask you,
Okay.
but I couldn't remember your name.
Well, can you explain to me how she did a
What?
good job?
Okay.
She did a great job. She did excellent.
Fabulous job, in my opinion.
Yeah, my opinion too.
Very rare.
Because we've dealt with plenty of officers and she did excellent.
It's very rare. And when it happens, I do this.
Okay.
Okay. We were over there at City Hall. We would have been in and out of there in 10 minutes. We walk in, I had to use the restroom, so I gave him my screen. I went to the restroom. He walked through that big area right there, walked around.
Was not bothered by anybody. Nobody
Nobody
bothered
said
him.
anything to you. He said nothing to nobody. What I'm getting at is if this happened to happen, we'd have been in and out of there in 10 minutes. That's it. That's what we do. We go in, we get stuff on the walls, just like when we come in here. I walked in, went around the perimeter, got everything on the walls, you know, and then asked for you. And, I asked for the chief. But when I came out, then he came out and gave me my camera. And then we walked back into that area. A citizen was in there, or in that first glass office to the left. When you walk in, he walks out of that door.
Yelling to me that he didn't want to be on camera as he's walking up to my camera. And my camera wasn't pointed at him until he did that. And then he put his hand on his camera and pushed it into my chest.
Wow.
And I explained to him that I will defend myself. I used colorful language. I did. Because I was upset.
I mean, with somebody's battery, you were talking.
Like I said, I will give you a shout back in a little bit and just let you know what's up. How things turned out.
That's good, right?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, it's human nature.
But
Don't use Vaseline.
what is it in North Carolina? Is it battery or salt?
It's assault.
You know, different.
Yeah, we have a charge for battery as well, but it's, just simple assault.
Okay.
I was just trying to clarify the batteries off, whatever. Anyway, that happened to him. Voices started to get ready, right? Then the assistant to the manager and a couple other 2 or 3 guys came down. Then they started raising their voice, giving us directives, you know, and all this stuff. And we're trying to, wait a minute. They wouldn't even give us a chance to explain that dude assaulted him.
And was that guy still there when all this was going on? Or did he...
Well, he was leaving. As he was leaving, one of the guys that came down walked out with him and told him that we were there to harass. That's, I believe that's slander. That is a civil. That's
We're not like that. I know you know what we do. I know you know, and I know there's some of them out there.
that harass.
I don't agree with the way they do it. Not
You want to see a bunch of boring videos?
just like
Watch his or mine.
just like in your just like in your line of work, there's good and bad.
Sure.
There's bad, and that's what we do. It don't matter what facet, there's good and bad.
Yeah.
So, you know, that went on, and then the guy was walking outside. Well, I started to walk outside, and then I got my foot in the door, and he slams the door on my foot. So I pull my foot out, door shuts, then I'm trying to get out, and he's holding the door shut.
Which
Let
is,
me out.
which that would be on false imprisonment.
So this guy broke several laws, okay? And the only reason I was going to go outside was
But was he trying to leave, I guess? Or was he...
Yes, he came back.
Gotcha.
He came back. But the only reason I went outside was to try and get his tag number. Okay? Not that I can run it and everything. I just wanted, when something like that happens to us,
That's understandable.
we try to get tag number, VIN number, whatever we can. You know, and then we have to give it to you so you
Please
can
investigate.
So that's what I was doing. He didn't go to his car. He walked up the street with one of the workers there, walked him all the way up the block. And then he came back, and then we went back inside. Well, then I saw at the corner of my eye that the guy came back, and he was getting into a Beamer, a real nice Beamer. One of them $100,000 Beamers. So I walked back outside to get his tag, and then came back in. My point is that Miss Erica came over there, de-escalated. I mean, well, he was going there, but by that time, the assistant city manager was worked up. All them other guys was worked up. Everybody around was worked up. You know, and we're sitting here trying to de-escalate everything, but they ain't listening to us. Telling them, you know, we're not breaking the law, man, we're not doing nothing wrong. This is public. They don't understand. So she came, de-escalated everybody. I mean, the bottom line is, she's done her
She did a phenomenal job. She did great.
I appreciate you.
She made your department look very good,
That's great. Yeah.
And I
as you are now.
I said after and hell, we stood over and talked to her over an hour after that. Probably, maybe, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we were over there a long time talking to her.
This is what I like discourse. Like I told her earlier, you know, there's a big disconnect between us and you guys these days.
Well,
Doesn't look like it here, though.
Citizens and the police, there's a big disconnect. We want to try to bridge that gap. Okay? So, like I told her, when I run into a good officer like that, like I told her, I said, when we get done here, I'm going straight to the police station and give you an accommodation. You know, I wish you had a form. That way it would go in her jacket.
I will look into the forms.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, we wanted in her jacket, and she did a really good job.
I would like it. I'm just asking y'all to consider it, and I think it would be good. And you gotta be fair. You gotta have complaint forms and accommodation.
And 2 other officers showed up too, and all they did was stick their head in the door to make sure everything was okay and left. They didn't cause any trouble. I'd like to give them accommodation too for not trying to escalate.
Do you know their names?
Did not get them?
I know.
They left so fast, it was like,
Erica.
told them that it was okay, and they just left.
So out of your guys' experience of doing this, and I'm sure you guys have been through some.
Yeah, been through some messes.
Absolutely. So I guess Sergeant Heath and the 2 officers did well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good. That's good to know.
I give
Didn't
her.
violate.
And we like to let you all know that.
Yeah,
So,
appreciate that. Yeah.
because everybody else complains, we don't want to just complain. We want to let everybody know when there's good stuff.
Because normally it's human nature, but normally we
Yep.
do nothing but complaints.
Yep.
It's, human nature. But
That's why we're here.
Well, that's unfortunate. They hear, they can get nothing from complaint. Now, whether they're valid, I don't know. Yeah. There might be a difference of opinion on what you think is valid and what citizens think is valid.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of times,
I'm a pretty reasonable person, though, but I know what you're saying.
you know they're out there, that citizens put in complaints, and they're valid complaints, and then it comes back and says they did nothing wrong. When the officer clearly did something.
I don't know about other places, but I know that doesn't happen here because
Well, I
I know.
hope not. I hope not. But we hear that everywhere we go.
Thank you.
But me, personally, when I run into what I think is a good officer, which Ms. Erica is a good officer,
Yes, very
I can
good.
see it in her eyes.
Thank you so much.
And
Y'all
when
have
she
a blessed day.
talked to us,
Thank you.
you know,
So
she
you got
knew
time?
what we were doing, she knew what we were doing. She said, I appreciate what you're doing. You know.
Absolutely.
And like she admitted, I told
Y'all have a
her,
blessed day.
our rights are eroding every day. That's why we do what we do. You know, to educate the public and the police.
Sure. Would you say all your the places that you go, how many follow or don't violate your rights?
I say on mine, since
But then-
most of mine's all here in North Carolina, is the majority of them don't. There are a couple that have, but most of them don't. Most of them know they don't give you any hard time. But I have had a few.
Yeah. So far, I've only been arrested twice. Yeah. Both times on public sidewalk.
For film?
Yeah, I've been arrested twice, both times on public property. And the
Well,
second time was by someone that had no authority to do anything
First
and
time,
did it anyway.
First time was in Morris County. I say sidewalk, but it's a public easement. Okay? I was in front of a building on a public easement, building the building. They didn't like it. They called Orange County. They came out, arrested.
Orange County, what city?
No, Lawrence.
Oh,
County.
okay.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Oh, I got you.
First, it started out, give me your ID. And I said, well, what law is that? You ain't got to break the law. The officer asked for your ID. You have to ID. I said, well, what statute is that in South Carolina? I said, you can't tell me one, right? Because there's and they still arrested me. Okay? Started out for failure of ID, and I said, that's a secondary charge. I said, when you arrest me and I don't ID, then there's a problem. There's no ID statute in South Carolina. Not one.
Nope, not one here.
That's right.
So, got arrested. Went to jail for 24 hours. Got out, looked at my damn charge, you know what it was? Trespassing.
On a public sidewalk. That's what I got it for too. On a public sidewalk. And for disobeying an
Why do y'all
officer.
do that, man?
Wow.
Answer me this. You charge somebody, you tell them they're being arrested for one thing.
Well, I've never done that. I always.
Then, when you get your charge, it's something else and a whole bunch of other shit added on to it.
I have no idea. I've never experienced that. I've never done that.
It's freaking insane, bro.
Well, I'm glad you guys had a good experience at Hickory.
That was
Oh yeah, we had really
that
good.
was a year and a half ago. I still haven't went to court for that. They keep moving. You know why. I'm not gonna tell you why. You know why. Second time, I was arrested off of the sidewalk from Anderson City in South Carolina for filming a shooting scene. Okay? But earlier, here's the story on that one. I filmed this woman on a traffic stop earlier in the day. It was a domestic violence call at a CVS. And it happened to be on the north side of town, of Anderson. Later on, we hear the shooting call. Of course, we got there after the shooting had occurred and all that stuff. There's 40,000 police cars there and all this stuff. They got their tape up on this side of the street, okay? There's the tape, okay? There's a sidewalk. Street, another sidewalk, school on the other side of the street. They actually had a tape beyond the sidewalk. If I could have went on that sidewalk, right? Could have. But I was on the other side of the street on the sidewalk. Then here they come. You know, you can't be here, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. This is a crime scene. You're in our crime scene. I said, bro, your crime scene's beyond that tape. I said, if you need to extend your crime scene, that's something else. Well, we're going to extend it. I said, okay, when you bring the tape over here, then I'll move. Well, they didn't like that either. So then, this one dude, and I'm already starting because they started to come with me. So I started walking back the way I came. That wasn't good enough, and I'm handicapped. You know, I've had a stroke. I can't feel the knee. From here down, I can't feel. I got a lot of health problems, real bad health. I can't walk back. I wasn't walking fast enough to do it. So this one dude was, come on, move it, and pushing me in my back. So like the third time he pushed me and about pushed me down, I got upset. And I said, don't touch me, man. You know. And that did it. They lost their mind. The sergeant came over and said it was against the law to film a shooting scene. She said, seize their equipment.
Whoa.
What statute did they charge you with? Violation.
Okay.
Okay.
Seize their equipment. So 3 of them jumps on me, jacks my stuff, right? Hands it to her, and at the same time, I was with a colleague. She grabbed his stuff, right? But where she messed up with him is she cut his recording off.
Seizing it is a mess up.
You can't do that, man.
That's a violation of Fourth Amendment.
You can't do that. But we were standing side by side, the two of us, headed that way. When they jumped me, so we stopped. When we were standing side by side, they threw me and cussed threw me in the back of a car. You know. So I was in the back of a car for about 30 minutes.
Remind me to give you the new case law that just came out from the Fourth Circuit. You can live stream police. It's been ruled on.
Anyway, about 30 minutes, and they opened the door and let me out. Then they walk us back up beyond the tape where they moved to. Anyway, we're outside the tape. Then her lieutenant comes and brings our stuff back. And then it's apologizing up one side down the other. Because he knows. Like in the videos, it was at this point. She knew. Anyway, he gets our stuff back. He's apologizing, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I promise you I'll investigate this, And what really got it is she's carrying mine like this. She didn't cut mine off. She's carrying it like this. She's Alpha 2. He's Alpha 1. Like I said, we were on another scene earlier, right? And I could tell, and we were like 40 feet away, okay? Couldn't even hear what they were saying. I mean, we're allowed to get close enough to get audio. But I try to be respectful, what I'm going to say. I don't try to get y'all away by any means. You know what I mean? And what she says when she's hearing this, she says, Alpha 1, the auditors, or the First Amendment auditors from up north, which we just filmed them up north, decided to join us, so I seized their equipment. On camera.
And she admitted on camera that she knew it was a First Amendment protected activity and she did it anyway.
So,
qualified immunity, right out the door.
that's my first complaint I ever filed.
What happened with that?
It was sustained.
She's lucky. I do the 1983 suits. I will do them if they take anything
the
from me.
letter I got was it was sustained, and she
But you weren't there.
No, I wasn't there.
It was sustained.
That's why they didn't get sued.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got 3 years. Well, South Carolina, I don't know. Here you got 3 years.
It was sustained. They admitted she violated our rights in the, IA report. And she was, I don't know how long, but it said that she was on administrative leave without pay. That don't happen that often either. It's usually with pay.
How long ago was this?
A couple months ago. December something. Yeah. I'd have to go back and look, but yeah, man. I mean, we're not ones that try to cause trouble.
Sure. Doesn't sound like it's
It's
that
not.
easy.
It's not.
I don't try to cause trouble, but I'm not backing up from it, though. I just can't. It's not in my nature to back up from something.
But like I say, it's a situation like that. Again, we're going to take up ourselves. We're going to give what we get, even with an offer. You know, if you're nice to me, I'm always nice to you. But if I go up on a scene and I'm filming you in a traffic stop, I'm not gonna say a word to you. You know.
You both seem like really nice gentlemen, so.
Try to be. Not always. Try to be.
All I'm there to do is to film, man. And it's for their protection and your protection. I know when you stop somebody, you don't have a clue what you're walking into. And if somebody does something to you and knocks your body cam off or whatever, and they hurt you, and I get it, there you go. It's for officer safety, right?
Yeah, the video works both ways. It can be used any
Sure.
way.
That's right. Yeah. I appreciate you accommodating Sergeant Heath. She does a really good job, and I'm glad she handled it.
She is excellent.
She
She
done
is
great.
excellent.
Yeah, she's a really good person, a good officer. She's been with us almost 20 years. So she's been,
Yeah, she told me she started in 2002. Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Maybe
gosh, she
started
really
in
did.
2009 or something.
Yeah, as a sergeant.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
She deserves them stripes, man.
Yeah, she does.
And like I told her over there, I said, I'm glad you got them stripes because I know the officers below you are learning the right way.
Yeah, and that's important too.
Yes, it is.
I appreciate it, guys.
But I wish you had paper to where it would be on paper in her jacket.
Well, I'm going to type something up for sure, but I am going to take into account what you guys are talking about, the forms for complaints and commendations.
I really wish you would. sir.
Absolutely.
And you and the chief mull it over.
Yeah.
And I heard you got a brand new chief right now.
Brand new. Well, he's been with us for.
I know.
Yeah.
The only department I have found that has
Brand new chief.
complaint forms and forms out where you can get to them is Mooresville. They have them on the
It's
glass.
just like on the wall here.
Yep, you can walk up there and grab
We've
one.
had other people, I mean, wherever, what
I've had other ones where they'll
what
hand
them
it to
little
you, but
Classic things, you know, here's some screws right here.
Charlotte, you have to do it online. They
Hey,
won't
right
do it
here.
any other way. They won't even take it by word.
Hey, right here, accommodation form, complaint form, FOIA request forms, all those things for the public. They come in here, they grab it.
Yeah, you got that open space on the
and then
wall
they
right
can go
there.
home, gather their thoughts, make sure everything's good, come back, turn it in, or they can do it online if they so choose. But see, complaint forms, FOIA forms, you're allowed to do anonymously.
In North Carolina, it's public information request, but it would be the same thing as a FOIA.
Well, right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if I want to make a complaint on you, I can do it anonymously.
Sure.
Here's the problem. Everybody says, well, you can do it online.
But you have to put your name on
You
it
all make it
online.
You make the form online to where it won't go through unless you put your information.
So
Not
you always have
fair.
to, if you want to anonymous, you have to make up information or something.
Yep. So then they get you for lying on the form.
I mean, you can put a false name, but I'm just saying, that's, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate the advice about the forms, and we'll look into that because that's important.
We've had several police departments, sheriff departments, you know, after we have this dialogue, consider it and actually do it.
Oh, great.
Okay.
I appreciate it, guys.
Now, we've had several not do it,
Yeah.
but those are the ones, and I've noticed, unfortunately, the ones that don't do it are the ones that got that line flag on their uniform and got it all over the place. And me and Erica had to talk about that. My dad.
My battery just died.
Yeah.
That's why I got two.
My dad didn't lose his life in the military fighting for our rights to do this. For y'all to steal that flag. That's my opinion. Go back to the regular blue line that had, it was just black with a blue line. I don't have no problem with that. But stealing our flag, I got a problem. My dad died for that.
Yeah, I appreciate both you guys. Thank you. And I give
Well,
my
we
word
appreciate-
right now that I will type something up for
But
her.
I appreciate y'all, like I told her, I don't see it on your cars, I don't see it on your uniforms. Great,
And it's not on the wall in here.
right.
I had a sergeant get upset because I said something about the one on their wall.
Now,
He was coming after me and somebody else
you got
stopped
them
him.
back there somewhere? Fine. Don't leave it out here for the public to see. That's my opinion.
Well, you're allowed to opinion.
So are you.
You're a free American. That's exactly right.
Thank you, free.
It's also against your flag code.
Oh yeah, to change it up or
Right. Now, when you're sitting there watching the president or any government giving a speech and the American flag's behind them, and it's got that gold fringe around it, that's against flag code. You know what that means, right?
seal or something.
That's a maritime flag.
No, the American flag that has that gold fringe.
Oh,
around
okay.
it,
I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
that means it's a corporation.
Okay.
It's against the U.S. flag code. It's against the law, and our own government breaks it.
They break our law all the time. They
Well, yeah.
wipe their butts with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
Yeah,
I was wondering if I could pull up a report. I got a case on